Hi, welcome back to AdCast. I'm Carl Vervisch.
And I'm Cris Vatalaro, having problems with my headphones. Hi.
We're here tonight live from Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and our next segment is one of our favorites. It's the TBT Rising Stars. Tonight we'll be going over 8 of the most recent Rising Stars from TBT, and we will have one joining us in the end.
So I apologize in advance if we mispronounce any of these names.
Oh, sure.
Let's see. We have Chauncia Willis, who is an emergency management coordinator for the City of Tampa Fire and Rescue.
Cris Vatalaro,
Hi, that's me.
who is sitting right next to me. Cris is the executive associate at the Hillsborough Education Foundation, and of course a board member on Add2 Tampa Bay.
Thank you, thank you. We also have Gina Morales, who's a public relations coordinator with the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Heidi Santana, the executive director for the Grand Central District Association.
We have Jennifer Asinas, registered nurse, Bayfront Medical Center.
Lane Mendelson, the vice president of Market Technologies.
Monica Patel, the state director of March for Babies, March of Dimes, Florida chapter.
And right here in the studio with us tonight, a gentleman named Robert Cooksey. Robert is a faculty member of Game Art Computer Animation at Ringling College of Art and Design, and also the CEO or Chief Operations Officer of Resumext. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank
Hi,
you for having me.
Welcome.
Tell us a little bit about what you do as a faculty member over at Ringling.
Well, I was brought on at Ringling as to help build a curriculum for the new game art major. Ringling's been fairly successful with their computer animation department, one of the top programs in the world, and
Sure.
They wanted to try to. We placed probably half our graduates already in the game industry without trying, and so what we began to think is, well, since the game industry is still in its infancy, really. It's been the golden age right now. It's just getting started.
Yeah.
And we wanted to see what we could do if we could really focus on that and build a curriculum. And so they brought myself on and one other fellow out of Pandemic Studios, and we're working on building the new curriculum and trying to get it to be up to the quality of computer animation.
Cool. So you guys are probably aiming at 100% placement in the industry, something like
That's
that.
what we like. Well, one of the things we're looking at is the future of the industry being outside of the industry. So like film, what started off as something you would go to see at a theater, film now is everywhere from your art film or an installation piece all the way to an instructional video on an airline. And we think games are going to go in the same direction, everything from literature to instructional material. And we want our graduates to be able to do all of that. So.
Wow.
Can you tell us a little bit about the coursework that your students will have to take?
Well, that's. I wish I could.
Can you give us the answers?
We're currently, we're still developing the curriculum as we go. One of the things about Ringling that's unique to places I've been and seen is that every year the faculty gather and we review every set of courses, what's been successful, what's not been successful, where our students are performing well, where they're not performing as well as we'd like, and we redesign the curriculum based upon that, so it's always changing.
Smart.
With games right now, what we're doing is we're looking basically at teaching students to build worlds that tell stories.
Okay.
So in a film, you have your character really leads you and tells you the story, but in game narratives, as you're playing, it's really the world that you begin to You learn the story through your experience in the world of exploring that world. So we're trying to teach our students to do that.
Now, you're also the Chief Operations Officer for a company called Resumext.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little about that?
We're just getting started. We're looking at going Alpha 1 pretty soon and having our first test group of users come in. Basically what we're doing with Resumext is our target is to bring what's been developing in the technology industry of computing and separating data from implementation to users so that end users can maintain data, and we give up the rewriting a Word document every time you want to write a resume. You apply for a new position, you rewrite it, you have to copy everything over, you recreate it, you repitch it. So what we're trying to do now is to separate that process and allow you to basically track your professional life like you would track your personal information management. So you have your contacts list, well, you have your life experience, and you can re-describe that as many times as you like and auto-populate, and basically it becomes portable and moves around anywhere you might want it to go.
Wow. So, and is this through a web application, sort of?
It would be a web application, yeah. It's been it's a challenge because basically we want it to go anywhere our users want their information to go. So we want auto-populate. Basically, so if you're applying for a job, it populates that for you, all of those fields. You don't have to fill them all out. You already have that data, so it populates the fields for you, and then you just fill out what you need to fill out on those forms.
That sounds very cool. I mean, obviously for a lot of our young professionals out there, definitely something they'd like to have on hand when they're sending out those first 500 resumes or so.
Now we're looking also to give it the visual element too that you can do with the web now. So going multimedia, allowing you to build a profile and to build. With the first pass, we're starting simply, but we've already built in the infrastructure to allow portfolios and that sort of thing to be built in as well over time as we release more and more features.
Well, excellent.
Well, here's a question. One of my favorite questions to ask all of our rising stars. How do you define success?
Yeah, that was one of the questions they asked us, right? Success for me is it's more of a sensation than it is a place. For me, I consider success when I'm happy where I am, I'm still passionate, and I'm not exactly where I want to be. I kind of, it's that, there's a concept called flow. It's like when you're performing at high athletic performance level, where you're performing at your best, you're challenged almost to your limit, you're having to push yourself past yourself, but not so far that you're failing miserably. And that's, as long as I'm performing there in most aspects of my life, then I think it's successful. So.
I like that. I like that your concept of success is something that can grow and change and continue to be judged day by day, as opposed to being one fixed place in time to get to. I think that's very important.
I find a lot of the young professionals and creative folks I work with, we even if none of us say it, that's pretty much where we're all at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, where is it that you see yourself in about 5-10 years?
It's a good question. The position I'm at Ringling right now was the end of my, about 7 years out from my plan of where I wanted to be. So I kind of stumbled into this by chance.
Yeah.
Kind of changed things around. In 5 years, I'd like us at Ringling, have built one of the probably top 3 programs in the country.
That's a great goal.
We're shooting to do some things with the game major with game art that others aren't really doing right now, and so that's our goal, is to kind of. I'd really like to get that to that point, and I'm also looking at working with other creative folks who are into bridging the creative aspects of our practice and the analytical aspects, in order to do some. I'd like to create a think tank, basically, of sorts, where you can consult out and form small pockets for individual projects. So you have a farm of talent. Someone needs a problem solved, and you go find the people who can solve it, put together a team, and then solve their problem, and then break the group back up. And that allows everyone to continue with their own course, but at the same time still have that ability to come together, solve a problem, and keep things interesting on the side.
Sounds very cool.
Wow, great.
Well, congratulations once again for being one of the recent TBT Rising Stars.
Ththank you.
You too can become a TBT Rising Star. Just pick up Wednesday's TBT for more details. TBT is available at over 3,800 locations throughout Tampa Bay. You can look in the office section in TBT every Wednesday to find out who the newest Rising Star is. Thanks, TBT, for highlighting Tampa Bay's up-and-coming professional talent.
And thank you, TBT, for being one of our hosts for the evening, as well as Tampa Digital Studios, who produces the show, and the Tampa Bay Brewery, who hosts the show.